Hey everybody, we're here today to talk about the Aeros system from ALIEN Hydroponics. What the Aeros system is an aeroponic system at its foundation. They often divide the aeroponics high pressure and low pressure, but high pressure is pretty finicky. It's a good way to kill plants without being on top of your grow. So what the aeroponic system from ALIEN Hydroponics called the Aeros system is what we call low pressure aeroponics. What that means is it's going to be a slightly larger droplet size than the high pressure, but it's still the same principle in that it's a true mediumless growing. We're going to grow with roots suspended in a bucket, and we have the kit that gives you the ability to do all of that right out of the box. What's unique about the Aeros system from ALIEN versus some of the other systems they offer is this is truly unique in that I'm not aware of any other true, fully complete aeroponics kit in a box. So let's walk through the system a little bit, talk about some of the highlights and what it can do for you. So obviously right away we can look at the pot. That is where you're going to have your plant. It's going to be suspended in a net pot and you're going to have hydroton or something in there, and then probably your root plug in the middle that's surrounded by hydroton. That is it. Inside of here there would be nothing else. The roots hang down and get sprayed. What you've got though at the bottom is a raised grid bottom, and that allows to keep the roots from getting too damp and rotting out and things like that. And it allows for better draining. So we've got a pot, and the way the water gets into the plants in there is this. It's a really nice little sprayer. You hook your lines up to this, and then off of the timer, which we'll go over in a moment, it's going to fire at predetermined intervals and then wait for a predetermined interval. So you might run for an hour, or you might run without going for an hour and then hit them for 5 or 10 seconds and then wait another hour until the next watering. That's the general way the aeroponics is going to work. And this little sprinkler here would be suspended from the top using this kind of line, and it would spray your roots completely with your nutrient-rich solution. Now, a key thing to think about with your nutrients is the Aeros system allows for two different ways of growing, and that's one is drain to waste and one is recirculating. In the drain to waste, after the water hits your roots in your plant, it's going to go back to the header and then be ejected. In drain to waste, you're going to send that to a drain or to a bucket waiting by to take that, and then that would be discarded. You would try to minimize how much water you have running off to be as efficient as possible, and that's one way of running. The other way is recirculating, where then as the water comes off that goes back to the header, it gets pumped instead of to a drain back to your header pot with your nutrient solution in it. This is the most efficient way to use nutrients. However, now that we're passing our roots and picking up any of the growing living matter there, we do have to now worry about growing bacteria. So then you really need to bring a chiller into the equation. If you're running drain to waste, you don't really need a chiller as much. It's optional, not as necessary as a recirculating system. So getting back to it, we've got our pots. These do go on a raised pot stand. So this goes below to raise it off the ground and allow for complete draining. Again, more of our net pots. This is the pump that would pressurize the system and drive water to your plants. And that's going to be controlled by what we call an interval timer. That interval timer lets you set anything you want, as long of a pause as you want and as long a duration as you want to water your plants as you go. Then we have another pump that gets the water from the header pot back to either the main nutrient tank, or it would get it back to your drain wherever you're trying to go with it. Then we have really excellent, as with all our systems, high quality pipe that's nice and large so that it avoids clogging and is easy to clean. And then of course we give you all the tools such as pipe cutters you need to take care of the system yourself. Because of the pipe cutter and the pipe, like all of our systems, it's highly configurable, no glue necessary, and you can even take it apart and reconfigure it if you decide your needs have changed over time. And again, of course, it comes with all of the unique fittings that you need to make it all come together. Again, one box, we like to say no Home Depot kit. You don't have to run to the store to buy anything. You get everything you need with the kit, other than a plant and some hydroton. That's pretty much all you got to bring to the game. You do want to have a nutrient tank with these to feed them to make them work, unlike our other systems like the RDWC, which you can top off manually. To make this system work, you do need a tank of some sort, a reservoir of some sort. We sell our collapsible grow tanks, which makes them real easy to ship, inexpensive to get to you, and then you can set up and have a nice tank of the appropriate size. So we do have that as well. But the whole system is actually quite simple. It seems a little complex, but it's actually quite simple and easy to put together. I'd say a good, someone with some experience putting things together could put a 4-pot system together in an hour, so maybe 2 hours if you've never done it before. But it's actually really quick and easy. if you follow our instructions. And one more really good key to note there is if you follow us, you might have heard about our configurator. This system has a lot of flexibility, as I said, in terms of where you position the pots, but we have a lot of flexibility to begin with in terms of the configuration. We have 144 configurations of just the Aeros system to pick from that you could pick that fit your system correctly. Obviously, you don't need a 36 pot system if you're growing at home being one of the options, but we have everything from single pot up to a very large kit being up to 36 pots, the single largest kit you can put in a room. We also have two pot sizes. What you see right here is the 15 liter. We also have a 30 liter pot size as well. So you can get a bigger pot size if you want to grow a larger plant with a bigger root mass. And so that's a quick summary of the system. Let's go build it and you can check out kind of how the whole thing comes together and how we create a system you can grow with.